Welcome into the Panthers.com video mailbag presented by CEENTA. Staff writer Max Henson here with you answering your questions ahead of Week 3 as Panthers get set to host the Vikings. First question this week comes from Martin Solario, who asks, would the Panthers be more aggressive with blitzes, being that Sam Bradford isn't as mobile as the other quarterbacks they've faced so far? I think they could be, and certainly Sam Bradford might not be as mobile, but he's an effective pocket passer, guy who will, however, take some maybe deeper drops with this offense under Norv Turner and the Vikings. Could give an opportunity for guys on the edge like Charles Johnson and Coney Ely to get some more pressure. And speaking of that pass rush, it's something that has been addressed, throughout these first couple of weeks. Sean McDermott and Ron Rivera fielding questions about is there enough heat on the quarterback right now? And they think there has been. The first two quarterbacks they faced tried to get the ball out very quickly. They felt they were still able to disrupt some of those passing lanes and impact some plays. The sack totals haven't been there for the defensive ends, but that's something that they think will come in time. And this week could be a week for those sacks to start coming. Got our next question from Rob Mullis, who asks, how will the DBs match up against Stefon Diggs? He's a talented receiver. Yeah, he is. Leading receiver in the NFL right now, 285 yards after just 2 weeks, but very, very good. Very quick, explosive, can make plays when he gets the ball in his hands. And priority number one for Carolina is just making sure he's not running free down the middle of the field. That's something you just can't allow to have happen. Has to be accounted for at all times. Ron Rivera mentioned there will be eyes on Diggs throughout this game to make sure he is accounted for. And as far as the matchup, I think it's going to be pretty varied throughout the game. The Vikings like to use Diggs on the outside. They'll also shift him down into the slot at times. So he'll be moved all over the field. That's going to require several Carolina defensive backs to be ready to cover him at times throughout that game. So it's going to be a collective effort. And obviously with the stats he's put up through the first 2 weeks, there will be eyes on him throughout. Got our last question from Steve Engstrom, who says, will younger legs at running back benefit the Vikings? AP was off to a poor start prior to his injury. Yeah, Adrian Peterson was off to a slow start prior to that knee injury that could cost him his season. The Vikings rank right now dead last in the NFL in rushing. But I can guarantee you anybody in the Minnesota locker room and on that coaching staff would prefer to have Adrian Peterson coming into this Week 3 game at Carolina, despite the slow start. He's one of the best running backs of all time. Now they're going to have to turn to some younger guys who've proven before they can do the job. Jerick McKinnon will get the start for Minnesota. And look, Carolina knows all too well how effective this Vikings team can still be without Adrian Peterson. You go back to 2014, the Vikings did not have Peterson in that game against Carolina, and they still prevailed. They beat this Panthers team. That's something Luke Kuechly remembered and brought up this week in the locker room. So the Panthers know that this offense is going to continue to do what it does even without Peterson. They're going to try to run the ball and set up play action. The Panthers have to be ready. Well, that's the questions this week, everybody. We'll do it again next time right here on Panthers.com.